So I wasn't around yesterday. Had some doctor appointments and stuff like that. And so there was a piece of audio from Cam Newton. His outfit is quite something, but I am not a dresser, so I'm really, other than get your hat on forward, I don't talk much about dress. But he got into a discussion, and it should be noted, if he had not mentioned Dak Prescott, this would be a local story. If he just mentioned the other quarterbacks and not Dak Prescott, nobody cares. But Dak is the quarterback, highly effective one, of America's team. Now, first of all, that's very smart, and he's right. A game manager is different than a game changer. That's a great line, and he's right. And Cam Newton was a game changer, and Josh Allen is a game changer. But yet with both, I'm often left unsatisfied because the all-time greats, and Cam doesn't qualify, are both. Mahomes does. But the word managing gets a really bad rap. Have you ever thought about this, that 90% of life is managing? Your wife's managing you. You're managing the family. You're managing your ego. I manage stuff all day. I've got a 3-hour live TV show. It's a lot of talking. There's a show over at the other place. It's great. It's called PTI. It's excellent. It's 2 guys, a half hour. Mine's 6 times as long. That doesn't make it a better show. I'm just managing this thing. It's a lot. And managing football teams and managing families and managing companies, managing coworkers and managing your friend group and managing your family over the holidays. We're all managers. Mostly in life, you're trying to avoid the time bombs and the big mistakes. Jimmy Johnson a couple of days ago said on my show, you lose more games on dumb plays than you win them on great ones. It's all about managing. Cam Newton and Josh Allen aren't as good at the game managing part, although they are both game changers. So let me get you into Dak Prescott. Again, this would not be a story if Dak's name wasn't mentioned. I think Dak is a game manager. But when you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, that's much harder to manage than the Carolina Panthers. He had to manage from game one Des Bryant's immaturity and emotions. He had to manage Zeke's immaturity. He's always had to manage Jerry Jones' more than healthy ego. He's had to manage the expectations of being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. I would make an argument that Dak Prescott, on the field and off, is the greatest game manager the sport currently has. He's absolutely great. Is he a game changer? Once or twice a game, Dak will make a throw that most people on the planet can't. Josh Allen can, Mahomes can, but most can't. Game manager and managing in life is underrated. Cam Newton, by the way, would not be nearly as effective as a Cowboy quarterback. He led too often with his ego. He was constantly distracted. Cam and his game-changing talent was perfect for an irrelevant franchise in the South. He could be the star of. He sold tickets. He sold merch. He won games. Cam Newton was perfect for Carolina. But I would argue Dak is perfect for the Cowboys. You can't have a bigger ego than the owner. He won't permit it. Jerry's willing to take risks on highly dysfunctional but highly talented players. And Dak is asked to put his ego aside and manage them. If you look at people in life, in any industry, it's the ability, even for the super talented, to manage themselves. Michael Jordan was a super talent. He didn't win anything until Phil Jackson asked him to put a bit of a governor on his game and be a better teammate. It was when Michael Jordan was willing to manage his talent, pull back, better teammate, give up in key spots, that Michael became a legend. That is not a criticism of Michael Jordan. It shows you his IQ, his self-awareness, and his passion and commitment to winning. Managing gets a bad rap. Dak Prescott is in a unique quarterback spot in the world. Like, I'm talking about Real Madrid star. I'm talking about Manchester United striker, Dallas Cowboy quarterback, superstar scorer for the Lakers. It's why LeBron is so effective. He is a great manager and also a game changer. And Dak may be a little less in the game-changing department, but saying that Dak is a game manager is, to me, people do not understand the lift of it. It's much easier to quarterback the Buffalo Bills and the Carolina Panthers and the Detroit Lions. Dak is one of the great managers of controversy, ego, teammates I've ever seen. I've never loved him as a thrower. But his IQ, coupled with his enormous EQ, don't take it as a criticism. In fact, the ultimate sign of respect for Dak Prescott is that it bothered you when his name was mentioned. You were okay with Tua. You were okay with Goff. You were okay with Purdy. But it ticked a lot of people off when you mentioned Dak. And my take is, you're damn right he's a game manager. Maybe the best I've ever seen. So anyway, Giannis, a little bit of a dust-up. So Milwaukee is playing Indiana, and Giannis has a huge night, 64 points. He wanted to get the game ball after. It was like one of the big nights of his career. And apparently some kid for Indiana had scored his first points ever, and they wanted to give the game ball to Indiana. And so there was something that happened. Giannis is kind of going down the tunnel trying to get the game ball, and people are getting all worked up, and he wants the ball. And Indiana says, well, we're giving, there's a little bit of a confusion here. And so what I find fascinating with Giannis, this is the part, and this is just an incident. It is not much of a sports topic, but what I do think is interesting. So Giannis entered the NBA as almost a childlike innocence, European player, eager, earnest, just a kid. And then the United States sports machine took over. And that's about unforgiving, relentless pressure, wealth, expectations, and harsh criticism from talk show hosts, fans, coaches. It's the United States sports machine. And Giannis now swears regularly, gets after officials, can be highly critical, and it's okay. It's really okay. It happens. Media, social media, fans, criticism, you can see it, hear it, read it in the arenas. It hardens you. And that's what makes a great player, international soccer, NBA, NFL. Are you resilient? Can you handle it? Most athletes can't. And what you're watching is a hardening of an international star who came in a little puppy to this league, and now he's got a little bite to him, and I'm here for it. All these years of, the different industries I've been in, podcasting, digital, radio, TV, covering athletes, the number one quality is not where you go to school. It's resilience. Remember that Michael Jordan documentary? He's fighting with the owner. He's fighting with the GM. He's fighting with Rodman, who's in Vegas partying. He's fighting with Pippen. He punched Steve Kerr. Resilience. Kobe Bryant fought with Phil Jackson, fought with Shaq. Resilience. And Giannis comes in, and these international players, I'm just so lucky to be here. And then the sports machine takes over, and we say, oh, you won a championship? Where's the second? And then he has to go to his team and say, get me a star, I'm out of here. And so when I look at Giannis, the growth of Giannis, it's fascinating to watch what he was, innocent, childlike, funny, eager, to now the expectations have been heaped on him, and he's got some bite in him, and he's got some fight in him. And the path for superstars, I said this about Jordan. Jordan was the best looking guy. He was the best guy. He had the best marketing. He had the best shoes. He was the coolest guy. He was the winning the titles. Go watch that documentary. It's not linear. He's battling the entire time. So I liked young Giannis. I like maturing Giannis. He's changed, and he's needed to change and become more resilient with a little bigger bite and more demanding to get his way. Stars, people view them as a pain in the butt, but we create it. We demand it. Why not more? When Mahomes is barking on the sideline, he should be happy, right? Wife, family, riches, titles. No, we do lists. We judge. We criticize. They hear it. Young Giannis loved him. Maturing Giannis with a bite, love him too. It's part of what we do to young people as part of the United States sports machine.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.